This is my cousin Billy DeCosmo, and we're at his house in, I guess technically Hazel Township, Bill, or are we in
Hazel.
Hazelden? We're actually in the city here.
Hazel, yeah, down at 22nd Street's the divider.
Okay, so we're still in the home city here.
This side is Hazel. Yeah.
Okay. And Bill, the thing I wanted to do for so long was to do a little recording, getting some family history here. And
Yeah.
you're now the senior man on the totem pole, I think. So for the DeCosmos, I believe so. So let me ask first of all about your own self, your age right now.
83.
83 right now. And born and raised in Hazelden, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, we, of course, as cousins, share the same grandmother and grandfather. Neither of us knew our grandfather.
Right. I didn't know me.
Right. That was Michael or Mikkel?
Michael. Yeah, I guess it was McCann, but they call him Michael here.
Yeah. Do you know anything about him at all?
1926 he died. I was born in 1925.
He died the year before you were
Yeah.
born.
Yeah.
Wow. And what do you know about his background, if anything?
Nothing.
Very little.
Really nothing.
I remember my dad used to tell me he thought he had been in the Italian cavalry, but I obviously don't know that for sure.
No, I don't know about him.
And how about grandmother?
Grandmother, yes, I seen her a lot. I used to go and take the ashes out of the stove for her, take them down the steps, and walk into the alley and fill the ruts up. Take it back. She'd give me a nickel. Then in World War II, it was Mother's Day. I was there, and they said, if anybody wants to send flowers, come now and send them home to who you want to send them. So I sent one to Grandma and one to my mother. So when they got theirs on Cyber Street, the flowers, they took them to my house and said, I think these go here. And then my mother said, no, they're for you. I got mine from my son. Wasn't that nice?
What was grandmother's name?
Antonio, I think. Okay. I believe it was Antonio.
Yeah. And she lived until what, 1944? 44?
She died at 44 when I was in Italy then.
I only recall that I was obviously very small. I don't remember her speaking English.
No.
No English?
No, I don't think I ever heard her speak English. You know? What are you gonna do?
And she lived on Cybert.
Cyber Street, yeah.
And I think she had a cat.
Did she have a cat?
It seemed to me that I remember a cat.
I couldn't say. I couldn't know.
Now we'll go from grandmother and grandfather to father and mother. So in your case, that would have been, your dad was
her son.
right. So his name was
Charlie.
Charlie.
It was Pasquale when they left Italy because he was small. He was born. They come over on a boat. So when they came to this country, they said, well, we won't use Pasquale. We'll call you Charlie.
So your dad was actually born in Italy.
Yeah. He came on a boat as a baby with my grandmother.
Wow.
How about that, huh? Yeah, I remember him telling me that.
My goodness. Now, and your mother was?
Jenny.
Jenny, and how did they meet, do you know?
Yeah, my mother's maiden name was Jenny Smothers, and my dad met her down on Mine Street in a Big Fox's restaurant. She was the head cook down there, the big wig. My father used to go to her. I guess he got to like her. But she was formerly from Nescahoney. Yeah.
Well, you must have had some good meals growing up.
Oh, she taught Genevieve, the rest of my father's side, how to make a roast beef, how to make different meals, American meals, and they loved her for that. And Genevieve always told me that. Your mother told us how to make the roast beef.
And when did your mother pass on?
Oh, no, wait now. Oh, Dave. I hope I ain't getting Alzheimer's.
Well, that's, it is a while back.
Well,
I'm sure.
Yes. It was in the 50s. I was living in McAdoo in a house I owned over there. And they called me. And they told me she passed away. She was 65. She died on her birthday, by the way. Yeah. my brother Tony bought her a nice big cake with white and blue and with flowers on it. And they had a call right away. It's a good thing my brother Tony was around the house. And he called for the ambulance right away. And then she died on labor. Her birthday was the 31st of August. And that night she died in the hospital.
My goodness, wow.
65 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about your aunts and uncles, one of whom obviously is my dad. So,
Yeah.
laundry list the family for me there, if you will.
Okay. Now, who do you want me to start with?
You start wherever you want.
With my uncles?
Right, right.
Well, there was your dad, Uncle Tony. And that's the only one. The rest are all the aunts.
Okay,
They're
and
all girls.
name those for me.
Okay. The oldest one I think would be Ferry. Okay. And then I think
That was Tessie, right?
Aunt Tracy, yeah. And then came Aunt Susie Parnell. Sue Parnell.
Okay.
She was the oldest. I'm sorry, Sue Parnell.
I do remember Sue, yes.
Yeah, Sue was the oldest, the first girl born. Then my dad was born, and then the girls came. And I would say maybe it's either Mildred or Kitty, and then it'd be Margaret, and Genevieve. See, because there was the 4 girls.
And then my dad.
Well, your dad was the boy, yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah,
So a big family.
yeah, nice family, happy family.
Yeah.
And Pete Parnell used to go there every Sunday and play the piano that they had in it. That was a 4-room house.
Now, how was Pete Parnell related?
His mother was a DeCosmo, so.
Okay, okay.
And there was Pete Parnell, Bernard Parnell, Marie Parnell, and Gloria Parnell. That's them.
Right, okay. Now, how about you and brothers and sisters?
Well, first there was my older sister, Helen. Take notice the girls come first, if you notice that. My sister, Helen, my brother, Mike, my brother, John, my sister, Peg, my brother, Tony, Billy, me, my sister, Betty, and my brother, Bobby. 7 in the family.
But my dad only had 2.
Yes, that's right.
So you kept up the big side of the family there.
Yeah, yes, I did, Dave. What can I tell you?
And how many children you have then?
I have 4 children. Okay, now mine ran different. I had a boy first, Billy Jr., then my daughter Rita, after my wife's name, and then my son Jimmy, Jimmy, and then there's my baby daughter Lisa, 4.
Okay. Now, are all your brothers and sisters are deceased now? Or who is?
Yeah. No, Betty's living. She lives up in Wilkes-Barre.
Okay.
My sister Betty's
Right.
living and I'm living. See?
Right,
And that's it.
right. And now you were World War II.
Yes.
Were you in high school when that broke out, or
Yes, I was in high school,
Hazleton High School?
Hazelton High School. Then I came out and I said, I'm going. So I figured everybody's going.
Had
so,
you graduated or no?
No, I didn't graduate. I left in my junior year.
Joined the Army?
Yeah, I got in before they drafted. I figured everybody's going. And how come you're not in? Well, I haven't school yet. So.
Did you enlist here in Hazleton, or?
In Hazel, I had to sign up in City Hall.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I
where'd
left
you go for your basic training then?
Camp Wheeler, Virginia. Nice camp. See? And we used to go in Macon City when we were allowed to go at the end of basic training. I passed to go to the USOs and dance a little bit and have fun.
Obviously you weren't married then, so.
No. I was wiry and dancing and that, having a good time.
What, about 16 at that time, Bill, or?
No, I became 18 when I signed up.
Oh, okay, okay.
See?
And then you trained and you were shipped to where? Where'd you,
Well, from Camp Wheeler, they gave us what they call an en route to go home for the week. So I came out for the week and went to Camp Meade, Maryland. Then from there we got on a train and went down to, where the hell was that in Virginia? It's in the Bayside in Virginia where the boats were docked.
Oh, okay.
And that's when we got on the boats.
You're shipped out from there.
Shipped out from, yeah. I can't think of the name. Gimme Liberty or Gimme Dead. Patrick Henry.
Patrick Henry, yes.
Right.
Sure.
Say the bell rang. So we shipped out from there on the USS General Butner. Beautiful new Liberty ship, fast too. And the subs couldn't catch us because we zigzagged, you know.
Right.
And it was very nice. Then we landed in Casablanca. Wasn't that
The
nice?
famous Casablanca.
He's the famous one in North Africa. So we stood there for a week. Then we got on those trains, which were dangerous, Dave. Dave, they were old-time trains. They're wood, and putting the soldiers in there, and you could see out through the wood, and you could hear those little wheels going on that with the weight. I was saying, oh, dear God, I hope we could make it. Well, I'm glad we made it, because the next train load went up. One of the cars derailed. Honest to God, this is what we heard when we got... we landed in Naples, Italy.
Oh, gee.
How about that? We landed there, then we went to a beautiful farm. It was loaded with tanks as far as you could see. It was a dairy farm, and it was beautiful. And you would see the old Arabs, when they'd be going with the donkeys, they'd have a nail on their finger to make them go fast. And the shank on the little donkeys are burros. You could see the little pinch marks all in them.
Oh.
And that's how they'd go. They'd sit on them with their hip, and when they'd ride, they pinched them. And they scared the daylights out of us. The one guy was saying, when you sleep tonight, tie yourself in your white bed sheet, because they like the white and they'd steal it.
Oh.
But nobody ever did it.
Gee.
So from there, they called our names out. We were replacements. We were replacements. I got attached to the 85th Division, Custer Division. Remember the guy died with his boots on?
Yeah, General George Armstrong Custer.
Yeah, I was with the 85th Division, and I was with the 337th Infantry Regiment, Custer 7th. So they added 337th on it. And I got a call, by the way, when this war was going on with us and with the Arabs over in Iraq. They said the famous 337th was here, formerly General George Armstrong's 85th Infantry Division. They even fought over there.
Wow.
Yeah. How I found out, my son Billy called me. He said it was on the news.
So that outfit is still seeing
Yeah.
action.
Yeah.
Now you saw action because you were injured. What
Yeah.
do you recall about all that?
Oh, my first injury happened when we made the push on Rome. And we had to go through the cornfields, and we could hear the bullets going over our head. You know I'm small. Buddy, I was down by the roots of that corn, and the bullets were going over. So when we got out of there, and they says, come on, we're going forward. When we got there, there was a German tank there, not the big one, not the Tiger tank, a medium. And he said, hurry up. And we heard our men holler, come on down here, we're down the wine cellar, get in here. So we went down the steps where he used to keep the wine in Italy. And there was a major down there, a couple of captains, and some other boy. He said, don't watch, be careful, don't step on the landmines. There was landmines that we had to step on the side of them. So don't you think a couple of grenades are from one of the tanks, they must have hit the mouth of one. Then I got shrapnel over here. I didn't even know I was hit. I didn't feel it. I couldn't feel it, you know. So I guess I was shook up or something. When we got out, then we're going back. And then the one guy says, hey, you got blood coming down from your hand. I'm looking here and I'm pushing, I don't see nothing. So then he called the medic, he said, take your shirt off. Then I took the shirt off, and right above my vaccination, there was a little piece of shrapnel in there.
Wow.
And I picked that out. And he said, don't worry, Bill, you're going to get the Purple Heart. So the second time I got hit, we were making a push towards Florence, and we had to go over hills and down and get over there. We were never in the city. You never seen the city, only went through it. The guys in the back got to enjoy the cities. You know, we had to be on the outskirts. So, Dave, after that, when we got over the hill and down, and then we seen the velocity of the tank, the Tiger, way, way down, you could see it. And we started to go back up the hill. So I'm going back up the hill on my good leg in the back. I felt the sting, okay? So I got shrapnel in the back of the knee. And I didn't hit no vein or nothing. So the guy ripped the pants off. He said, you're going to go to the 300 General Hospital in Naples. Beautiful. Mount Vesuvius right there. Everything. So they cut the pants off. He seen it, and they put that powder on it and something else, and they gave me a tetanus shot. And I got an oak leaf cluster to go on with my Purple Heart.
Wow.
So then when I went back to the lines, we made the big push to get Bologna. And Dave, when we were going there, oh, that was bad. They had anti-aircraft guns that shoot, they're different artillery that shoot, but it wouldn't hit the ground. Before it hit the ground, it'd break up in pieces and nail everybody they could. So we happened to be on the outside of the barn, of the Italian people's barn. We had foxholes there. And that's when I got hit through the steel helmet, through the liner, through my skull. And that was the third wound I got.
Wow.
So I went back to Florence to the hospital. My brother Mike was down in Anzio Beach at the time. Well, it got word back to him, and there was the DeCosmo hurt pretty bad. They don't know. But he's up in the Florence hospital, you know. So Mike came up. He got the captain. I'm going up. If you don't let me go up, I'll go away. Well, he said, no, go ahead, Mike. Take the Jeep and take a couple of guys with you. They came up, and they found me in there. I had the big bandage on my head, and we're all laying down on stretchers, the wounded. Mike thought I was dead. So the guy, I heard him say, well, where is he? Where is he? He said, he's over there with the bandage on his head. He had a head wound. So he came over, he talked to me, this and that. He said, stay alive. Then he was feeding me. Oh, boy. And I couldn't eat no how, but he got some food in me.
Wow.
Then from there,
So your own brother nursed you a little bit.
Yeah, Mike stood there with the other guy, his friend. He was from Hazel. Jesus, what the Dudek. A guy Dudek was with him from Hazel. And then after he had to go back, then I went back down to Naples, to the big beautiful hospital. Vesuvius taking care of me. Dave, you wouldn't believe it. I missed the airplane to come back to the States by one guy, but that one guy was a double amputee. See, so they come first.
Yeah.
I had to get the hospital ship to come home on, but it was nice. Then after the hospital ship, we landed in North Carolina. The hospital down there could have been Charlotte, North Carolina, Charleston, North Carolina, one of them.
One of those, yeah.
So we stood there. I was there about 2 days. Then we got on a train. Beast right up to AC, Atlantic City, big hotel. That was the hospital, beautiful. The boardwalk right underneath us. I came home for 30 days. They said, go home for 30 days with your family, and I did. Then when I went back, they said, well, we're gonna, they had to shave my head then, cut it down, and they got like plaster Paris that they melted in the water, and he started patting it around the head. Oh, I'm jumping ahead, I'm sorry. When they operated on me here, they put a plate in like a little egg. It would look like a little egg like that. And it had the screw holes in it. And the doctor tapped on my head. He said, this is your skull I'm tapping on. I said, yeah, I could feel it. There was no pain though, you could feel it, and you could feel your cheeks vibrate. And he says, we're going to put the plate in now, and they measure it. And he said, this guy's going to use a little file to make it smooth. Make it smooth. Then they drill 6 holes. And then they put the screws in and the plate. I could hear them. Damn it, the hell, everything was going good until they started sewing me up. You know, they had the score and they sewed me up. I said, boy, that hurts now. He said, does it? I said, yeah. I said, I could feel it. You know. Then don't forget there was clamps in there too.
Right.
See? So when they did that, Dave, and the doctors were there, then they got this plaster of Paris, what it is. And they says, oh, excuse me a minute.
Sure.
Hello. How you doing, Ray? Good. I'm here with Cousin Dave, and we're having a good time talking. Rita said hello.
Hi.
There he goes. Yes, well, he's still working. She sees you on TV.
Not today. I'm off today.
Oh, he's off today. All right. Okay. Okay then. 5:30. All right there. Bye.
It's good the family keeps in touch with you.
Huh?
It's good they keep in touch with you.
Oh, the elder, the girls, the boys too.
Now, you were saying they were putting the plaster of Paris on, and
Yeah, what they did, it looks like a long john. You see the long john I got
Right.
on? And they got the bottom, and what they did, they knotted it on the top, and they tied it. Then they put it over the wound. You know what I mean? They put that cap on. It looks like I had a cap on, you know. And then when they wet that, they started to put it on all around the bandages. You know, they're going around with it and patting it down. And he says, okay, we're going to give you a rest. Take a rest. And he told the assistants, as soon as this dries now, call us. We'll be in the lounge. How about that? The doctor's right on the big hotel. So they're talking to me, nurses talking to me. That I wasn't hooked up to nothing. Nothing in my arm, nothing, you know. I was young and strong, you know. So when it dried, they came back. Then they had this purple, what would you call it, a marker, magic marker, those ones that make the big ones. So then they started to draw what they did. Where the plate was, the round, and then the stitches coming in it, you know, when it was dry. Then they got the stocking, when it was dry, and they put over that. And they said, now when you come back and we take this off, we'll know where to go.
Oh.
We have the map on there. And that was easy to come off. I was sweating that off. And I'm figuring, how the hell are they going to do that? So I asked the one assistant doctor, how are they going to get this off? Are they going to saw it off like they did a cast on the leg? Oh, they know. A little pop off. They had something that they put around the head, you know, pop, and it came off. And then they said, looks good. So they got the methylate and stuff and started putting around it. Then the stitches came out. I didn't mind them. But when those clamps came out, oh! And they told me, hold the nurse's hand, give her a squeeze. So that's what I did. And were they ever good to this kid, the nice nurse? I had to get this Johnson's baby shampoo. She'd come in every day, wash the hair, wash everything down. There was no hair on my head, you know. Nice. Oh, I said, that feels good. That feels good. She said, do you like that, do you? She said, don't get excited.
but all the wavy hair came back.
Yeah, no, I came back, Dave. Yeah, thank God for that.
Now, were you discharged at that point then, or?
Well, no, I had to stay in the hospital a while.
Okay.
And then they made my discharge out there in Atlantic City. See, Thomas M. England General Hospital, it was called, on the boardwalk. Big hotel, nice.
Then you were able to come home then?
Then they discharged me and said, you get this, you get that, you get $300, this, about $300. But I had a good time while I was there. with other patients. We used to come out of the hospital, and then we went on. Then we hit a couple of saloons, and this is the first time I found out about what the hell do they call the women or the other way? Lesbians.
Oh.
Okay, so from the hospital, as you come down, there's a place called a jockey club, a saloon. So we went in there, and it was just the two of us. And well, we had 7-Up or something, soda. And then the bartender comes over, he talks us. He said, "Did you just get out of the hospital to go out?" "Yeah." He says, "I don't want you to be mad at me. You don't know me nothing for the drinks. Get 2 sodas." He said, "If you want another soda, fine." But he said, "Mostly the women come here and are lesbians.
Oh, gee.
And they got big bucks," he said. That's what he said first.
Just happened to be the bar that you picked.
Yeah. So he said, they're big paying jobs they all have. And they take care of me, patronize them. Sign the weed, honest to God.
Wow.
Then I heard that word, I says, the guys are queer, they're that way too.
Did you come home on the train then from there, or?
No, who came down for me was my sister Helen and our good friend Dave Rossi, who had the beer distributor. He was very good with my family, Helen and Jimmy. He loved them and everything. So he came down with Helen, and then they got me in a car and then they took me home. Boy, oh boy.
What did you do after the war then, Bill?
After the war, when I got home, what could I do? They used to tell me, hold an iron in your hand, lay down. I did all that, try to work a ball, wouldn't work.
Injury too severe.
It's too severe, yeah, it's brain damage.
And when did you meet Rita then?
I met Rita, it was 1948. She graduated in 47. She was 17.